So lesson 10-2, we're going to talk about electronic utilities. In 10-1, we talked about regular household utilities, which were gas, electric, water, all of those. These are electronic utilities, which are cell phones, text messaging, internet service, and cable television. So we're going to compute those costs. We're also going to compare different plans for these services. Key terms, we only have one for this one, nice, short, and sweet. Electronic utilities, these are your internet access, your cell phones, and your television. How much do electronic utilities cost to use? Have you ever considered the cost of using a cell phone? Many of you have cell phones. What's the cost of your cell phone? Do you pay it? Or you're lucky enough to have your family pay it. Do you have internet at your house? And if so, how much does that cost a month? Do you have cable TV? If cable doesn't come out to you, do you have to use DirecTV or Fios or any other form of it? And there's a cost associated with that. So what are those? So you need to finish this in your notes. So not only should you be answering this in your notes, but you're also going to do it on a separate sheet of paper. So you're going to have to write your answers down twice, notes and on a separate sheet of paper. Don't leave this blank. Example 1, even with cell phones, there are still hundreds of thousands of payphones across the United States. A payphone at a local airport charges 35 cents for the first 3 minutes or part of. So even if you go over 3 minutes, they're still going to charge you that part of it. And then 19 cents for each extra minute or part of a minute. You get charged for an entire minute regardless of the portion of that minute you used. So we need to find the cost of a 7.5 minute phone call. So for the first 3 minutes, the cost is 35 cents. Subtract to find the number of minutes over 3. So 7.5 minus 3 is 4.5 minutes. So it went 4.5 minutes or 4.5 minutes over the initial 3. Therefore, you must pay for an additional 5 minutes, because even though it was 4.5 minutes, you weren't at 5, you still have to pay for that part of the minute that you use, so it becomes a whole minute. So even if you go 4.1 or 4.01, it still rounds up to the 5th minute. So multiply to find the cost of the extra 5 minutes. So 5 minutes at 19 cents gets you 95 cents. So the extra 5 minutes cost you that 95 cents. Now we add to find the total cost of the call. So it's 35 cents for the first 3 minutes plus the additional 95 cents, which gets us $1.30. So the total cost of that phone call for a 7.5 minute phone call was $1.30. Check your understanding. You are going to finish this in your notes. And you're also going to do this on a separate sheet of paper to be turned in. It says find the cost of using a 12.25 minute phone call with the prices that we did in the previous slide. So remember that those were 35 cents for the first 3 minutes and then 19 cents for each extra minute. So you had 12.25. You're going to follow the exact same steps in the previous example to complete this one. So finish this in your notes as well as on a separate sheet of paper. Example 2, we are going to skip this question. Please write skip across your slide. Check your understanding. We're also going to skip this one, so you please write skip on that slide. Example 3. The Caltech Cellular Phone Company has many different calling plans. The Telcel plan has a basic charge per month, which includes a certain number of free minutes. There is a charge for each additional minute. The piecewise function below gives the price f of x of an x minute phone call. Fractions of a minute are charged as if they were a full minute. So, describe the cost of Caltech's Telcel plan by interpreting the piecewise function. So we're going to look at some pieces of this piecewise function, and we're going to explain what they all mean. So this first set right here, notice you see all the 40s come up. This is the flat fee. This is $40 per month for the plan. The next piece in here that we see is the x is less than or equal to 750, or x is greater than 750, or x is greater than 750 again. This is what you get the free minutes per month. So you get 750 minutes free per month. So it's $40 per month as long as your minutes are 750 or less. When they get over that, it becomes 35 cents for each minute over the first 750. Not sure why my zero is not there, but it should be 750 right there. Okay? So that was example 3. That's all they wanted you to do for that one, just explain those pieces. Now, for this one, you need to find the monthly cost for someone who had the plan in example 3 who used 1,234 minutes last month. Okay? So, what you're going to need to do is figure out what line this goes into. Okay? So when x is an integer or when x is not an integer. Okay, so what that means is if we had 1,233.6 minutes, we would be in the third line here because x is not an integer. Remember, an integer does not have a decimal. So this is your basic up to 750. This is your number that does not have a decimal, and the third line is your number that does have a decimal. So you need to finish this in your notes as well as on a separate sheet of paper. So you need to use this 1,234 minutes, decide what line of the piecewise function it goes into, and substitute. That's it. So in your notes as well as on a separate sheet of paper, please. Example 4, Julianne has a cell phone and gets charged for text messages each month. She is thinking of paying a flat fee of $40 for unlimited text messaging. If the cost is 15 cents per text message, how much would she save by using the unlimited plan instead of the pay per message plan if she sends about 800 messages each month? So the first thing we need to do is compute the cost of 800 texts at a cost of 15 cents by multiplying. So 15 cents times 800 text messages is 120. So 800 texts would cost her $120. That's a lot of money for text messages. Subtract the cost of unlimited texting to find how much she saves. So 120, take away the 40 that she pays for unlimited, saves her $80. So she would save $80 by using the unlimited plan. That's a huge savings. It makes much more sense to do the unlimited texting for $40 than it does to pay per text message. Check your understanding. Kristen's phone company charges $45 for unlimited texting per month, or 12 cents per text message sent or received. For what amount of text messages would the unlimited plan cost the same as the per text plan? So 1 month unlimited plan has to equal the per text plan. Do I know what 1 month unlimited plan costs? I do. It's up here. It's $45. So $45 has to equal the per text plan. Do I know how many text messages? No, because I'm trying to figure out what number of text messages, so I'd call that X. Do I know how much they charge per text message? Yes, it's 12 cents. So 1 month unlimited, 45, equals 0.12, because that's how much it costs for a text message, times X, which is the number of text messages. So you need to go ahead and finish this question. Just in your notes, you don't need to do this one on a separate sheet of paper, but you do need to solve this. Find out what X equals. So 45 equals 0.12x. So you're multiplying, so you have to divide to solve this problem. So please finish this in your notes. Example 5. The Optizone cable TV internet phone provider advertises a flat $95 per month for all 3 services for a new customer's first year. The company estimates that this will increase 10% for the second year. Pauline normally pays $49 for her monthly home phone service, $35 for internet service, and $50 for cable television. If Pauline's usage remains the same, how much will she save per month in the second year? So the first thing we need to calculate here is the monthly sum of Pauline's service. What is she paying right now for those 3 services combined? So total them up, 45 plus 35 plus 50, and you get 134. So the 3 services cost her $134. Now we have to figure out what it's going to cost her in the second year if she were to go for this $95 flat fee. But they increase it by 10%. So we need to find the increase. So we take the 10%, so I move the decimal 2 places to the left, so 95 times 0.10 plus the 95 that she has to pay. So what did it get increased by? It got increased by $9.50 up to $104.50 in the second year. So to find the cost savings, we know that in the second year it's going to cost her $104.50. We need to subtract what she pays currently per month minus what she would pay per month in the second year after the $95 promotion was over. She would save $29.50 per month. So again, we figure out what she was paying. Here's what it costs after the $95 promotion is over, and then find the difference between those 2 values. And we end up with a $29.50 savings per month. So the check your understanding part still talks about the example 5. How much would Pauline save if the second year increase was 25% instead of 10%? So you need to again compute the monthly sum of Pauline's services, which we did on the last slide, so look back at it. Increase the $95 fee by 25% this time. So you need to actually do that multiplication step in there. And then the second year promotion will cost what? And then find the difference between what she pays per month right now and what the second year promotion would be if it was increased by 25% instead of 10%. So figure out those. You need to finish this as well as completing it on a separate sheet of paper. So you write it in two places, separate sheet of paper and in your notes, please. Example 6, looking at this piecewise function, I will give this to you as extra credit on a completely separate sheet of paper. Go ahead and graph this piecewise function. You have the instructions on how to do this. It's in your notes, as well as the check your understanding question. I will give you extra credit for doing this one too. Tell me what the cusp is for this one. Okay? And that's all for 10-2.